possible when you guys are moving around the space. We're lucky enough where there are no cars parked in here tonight, so we got the whole place to ourselves. So we'll spend probably, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes here actually investigating. That's usually how long it takes me to do a full round robin with everybody, once or twice, and then we'll see what we got going on. So Barbie, you're going to stay behind with me.
Okay.
Any EMF numbers, by the way?
We're actually like asking questions aloud too.
You can either ask them out loud or you can just focus on them. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Believe it or not. Again, the answers can fall anywhere. It's not like Eliza doesn't know we're here already. So, yeah, she knows we're here. All right, guys, let's spread about. I'll meet with all of you in just a minute or two. Okay, so with you. You
Wanna stick with me?
Of course. I'm not okay. Bell.
Unmute this. What? Signs right there, so you know.
It made 3 dots like a face. Okay, I freaked.
Okay, here. You guys are next to me, so because this records it. I'm gonna ask here. Am I allowed to undo this now?
Yes. Follow me. Okay, yeah, it's just a pull.
Here. Wait, come here. Is anyone here at the moment?
Avoid yes or no questions. Exactly what you were supposed. Just keep walking.
Is anyone here?
Bell, keep walking.
Am I talking to Eliza right now?
Just keep walking. We'll find it. We're supposed to walk around.
How did Eliza?
Just keep walking. Bell. Run. But look, we have to keep moving.
No, we don't. We're supposed to be listening, and I can't listen.
Stabbed?
Was how did Eliza die? There's bits of like songs coming through or like words, but I can't tell what they are like at all.
That'll give you too much.
Oh, okay.
You don't want it to be too much. So, and again, if you can make out any of the words that are coming through, let me know what they are.
Okay.
So it's going to be the silliest thing. It's not always going to be like, oh, what happened to the mansion? It must have been a flood because I heard the word flood. That word flood, that's not the real answer, by the way. Could be going to another spirit box.
I have a question. Was Eliza stabbed?
No.
Or anyone at least?
Nope.
No. Okay. Must have
Did
been
you
random
get some
word.
inkling of thought?
Yeah, it sounded like it said stabbed, but we weren't sure.
Okay. Would be incorrect, but that's okay. I may write down stabbed, so we'll see what else comes up out of this.
Oh, that's him. I'll be back. don't like that. Hey, Bell.
What?
I'm
When did she die?
getting the same thing in the same spot, and I've moved twice.
Well, there's also Grandma walking.
No, it's not that.
That?
It's over there, and it's in the same spot it was earlier.
Isn't that
No.
like a sign?
No, it's nothing there. Look, it's literally just. Weed eater?
No, hold on.
Whoa, I don't know.
How did Eliza die?
Mine said truck and there's a truck there and then it said danger.
Well, look, it's something keeps popping up in that same spot, like right there, and it's.
Hold it real still, does it?
And I was over there when I first saw it, and I walked over to Bella because I didn't know if it was just me being in a weird spot. But I don't know.
Do you know when she died? When did Eliza die? Who was the president who was at her funeral? Or that happened? Do you know?
Is it the wires, maybe? Oh no.
How did Eliza die? There's an ad.
Did you say Clinton?
What did Eliza die from? There's a lot coming through, like commercials and songs, but you can't hear specifically what they're
And then
saying.
you just weren't meant to hear it. So that's the way I look at those. If you can't make it out, don't make it up. But if you're like unsure if it said like, how do I put this? I'm trying to find two words that rhyme. So if it said Nick or Rick, it's whatever your first instinct is.
Okay.
It's whether it was Nick or Rick. And that's what I write down.
And what is her name again?
Eliza.
Okay. That's what I was saying. I want to make sure.
So this thing is super interesting to listen to, Wes, if you wanted to help them out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
How did Eliza die? Her child.
Yeah, they had a kid.
How did Eliza die? I heard dead.
I heard Daniel.
Daniel?
Don't even look at me like that.
I heard child. That's all I've heard. How did Eliza die? When did Eliza die? Do you know the year?
I think it's just a weird spot.
If you don't know, and can you tell me how she died? How did Eliza die? I heard choked. I heard she choked.
Okay, make sure you remember that. Ask the date she died.
When?
Yeah.
When did she die? When did Eliza die? I heard it was so bad. I heard so
Yeah.
bad.
Ask where where on the property.
Where did Eliza die?
It's just the one love.
Just like, ugh.
It might be the spot you're in.
Ugh.
On there because it is with a brand new device, and I always like to show off some of the newer stuff that I'm doing. But this location used to be called Duelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. It's called Philadelphia Alley now. I don't know how long you guys are going to be staying here in town, but a lot of people like to come here again after you spend time with me here to test things out for yourself. But let's kind of get into it. Every ghost tour tells the same story. I'm just going to give you different details out of it because you are ghost hunting. You're not on a campfire marshmallow kind of ghost tour. So a doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. So Barbie, you're going to be looking specifically for the letters R.I. in that order for Rhode Island. The doctor's name was Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. For those of you listening to Spirit Boxes while we're here, if you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it all the time. But anyway, he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. Now, she has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash flow that she's getting, and the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. Dr. Ladd moves down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. On his way into town, the coachman he had set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a good start to his stay here in Charleston. By the way, it's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver these days. But somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen. The somebody walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. Ralph has the same initials as where the doctor came from. I was getting the letters R.I. all the time from regular Spirit Boxes, so I actually bought that device specifically for this location. We've had the letters R.I. several times in the past 9-10 months that I told you I've had that device for. Now, Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. He's got a gunman inside. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room. You'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer. The two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. She gets wind that he's doing pretty well for himself, and she's coming down so they could be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. It's part of the reason why I was taking this, location out of my routes is because every haunted city has a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor. So, Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They cannot sit next to each other at these plays because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So on the way home, after seeing Richard III one night, they're arguing over the new actress. Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph didn't. Then Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée back home in Rhode Island. It's pretty kind of a jerk move on his part. They start arguing and they go their separate ways. But Ralph has friends around town, like I've told you before. He goes to the newspaper, tells the newspaper to place an ad, telling what he thinks of the doctor. Basically, you're a disgrace to society kind of mentality. Dr. Ladd saw this ad that Ralph placed and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. Somebody's gonna die over this argument over an actress, by the way, which seems kind of silly now, doesn't it? So they came down here, they took their 10 paces away from each other, they turned, the doctor pointed his gun in the air and shot his one bullet. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage and bravery to show up to the fight, which is often what happened at a duel, by the way. Ralph has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc doesn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up and took him home to 59 Church Street, but he dies 10 days later after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. Let me point out two things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of a gunshot wound now. Secondly, he's a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. So, every ghost tour that comes down here tells you to listen for the whistles. It's always this quiet, by the way, even on a busy Saturday afternoon. I know we got rustling leaves and an air conditioner running right now, but it can be eerily quiet down here on a busy Saturday afternoon. It's so weird. However, we are running 2 video cameras plus my voice recorder. If we're gonna get a whistle down here, it's gonna be on one of those 3 devices. We're also listening to 2 spirit boxes. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten whistling parts of songs and then the word doctor immediately after from a commercial. I can't make this stuff up when it happens dozens upon dozens of times. So it's like a doctor, we get it all the time. So there's other clues in there like 59, Amanda, dueling, bullet that you guys both heard. So
When you're talking about the actress, I heard the only woman like twice, like in a row.
it said only woman.
Yeah. And then like you started talking about something else and went back to the actress and said only woman again.
Maybe the only woman in the play. Could have been. It's a Shakespearean play, so great possibility. But at any rate, so this particular alley, if you're going to try this on your own, like I said, and visit it after we're not here together, I can't take you all the way through the alley because I've actually been kicked out of here. We're going to get to that point, yes. And Barbie's like, oh crap, who do we sign up for? But just keep in mind that every local knows the story if you're going to walk all the way through here with your voice recorders from your phones. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I used to do it every single morning because my garage was over there, my office is up this way, and I used to pass the alley between 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd always throw a whistle down here, especially since I got thrown out. Let's talk about that, because that's the fun part of the story. So, the alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there, about halfway between us and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. This used to be called Cow Alley. Just a few nights ago, as soon as we walked in here, your device spelled out the word cow the minute we walked in here. So, can't make it up, I swear to you. Now, imagine cows and chickens are down here. The reason why I'm telling you this is because that means the bricks down on the other side are older than the bricks you're standing on. Those bricks down there are sun-dried bricks from slave children. We have a full handprint from a slave child in one of the bricks and fingerprint swipes in others. And I used to take my groups down there for a history lesson, nothing paranormal about it. So, November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there, and they're all huddled around that brick. I already know that nothing's going to happen, so I'm trying to shoo them along because that's the last place you're going to find that kid is staring at that brick in the afterlife. So I'm also trying to be respectful to the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. We were outside his dining room window. He came out screaming because he's the new owner of that mansion and doesn't like all the tourists going by his house, and I didn't realize that I was out of bounds. So he came out screaming. My daughter thought it was great because her dad's getting yelled at on the tour while he's at work. You guys are getting the point, and we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked for Walmart in upper management for over 10 years. You guys like to fight over towels. I'm not gonna work on Thanksgiving ever again because I've been scarred for life. So the next day, I called my partner that I had, and I told him what happened. Basically with the mansion at the end of the alley, and he said, "You dummy, you're only allowed to go down halfway. That's the cutoff point for tours. You're in a residential area. You're gonna have to reroute your group." And of course, he's laughing at me just like my daughter did. So I reroute my group, but I told them I don't believe in the next story because I've never had anything happen up there, and I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. We're obviously discussing pirates next here in Charleston. So before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. So it's kind of like, all right, maybe we're going to get something out of this. I take him around the corner, told him what I did know, which wasn't much at the time. Somebody else hears the number 300 after I tell them the story. I don't know what that number means. I write it down. I do the research for that. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720, the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. So I I was actually kind of ticked off about the whole ordeal. Some of you are shaking your head like, that's pretty cool stuff. Let me tell you why I was pissed. First off, I have a master's degree in creative writing. Even when I'm writing fiction, I like to base my fiction off of facts and data. When I'm doing this, I absolutely need facts and data, or else it doesn't like make any sense, does it? Pirate stories come from pirate lore, written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. Like, that's a big problem for me. Is anybody else hear footsteps? Did somebody scoot up in there?
No one moved, but I thought it may have just been a leaf.
That was not a leaf.
No, I heard it too.
Yeah.
That was not a leaf for sure. I heard footsteps. Interesting. So, I will tell you that what we're going to be talking about at the next location is...
I'm coming. Go, Jesus Christ.
It is also a 50-50 roll of the dice. Now, so far we've had a pretty light night other than some of the readings that we've gotten from our EMF. So Wes, did your numbers go up here at all, by the way? I don't know if you've been watching. So when I give you the history of that space, it's a great, fantastical story, and hopefully we're going to get some answers out of it. But hopefully we'll also get answers out of this particular location on top of that. Because remember, we're going to actually exit the way we came in, because I can't take you all the way down that way. Before we leave the space, the gate. I always stop at the gate on purpose because not a whole lot of people know why it's actually here. Remember I told you that the alley didn't go all the way through that way? If there was a loser to the duel behind me, this was the shortcut to get to the cemetery on the other side of the wall. Otherwise, they have to walk all the way down to Queen Street and then double back with a dead body before they can go celebrate with the winner. So the wrought iron gate was probably put here in the early 1900s, but you can see that the archway is definitely part of the original wall. So again, that's why it was put there. I call it the death gate because again, we couldn't go up all the way down around that way. Not to mention that the original Charlestown wall was up that way. So very interesting piece. Not a whole lot of people know that. So with your cameras, if you guys want to keep them running until we get up around the corner, that's completely up to you because we're only going a short round. But if there is any other tours up there, which I doubt that there will be.
Who was hung?
And then he said
And
that.
then he said that.
Okay.
And I didn't want to say
gonna-
anything.
So, we're gonna ask, where did she grow up in Ireland?
Okay.
Where did Anne grow up in Ireland?
Walk closer to the hellhole.
I heard shit.
Walk closer to that building. That's the building that they said she would recognize.
I heard hung. I hear screaming.
Yeah, that was a scream.
I heard rich people. Here. What did I hear so far?
You heard hung.
Hung. What did I hear before that? I heard something else.
Yeah, I know we heard something else. I can't remember what it was. The fuck was that?
I heard hung.
Hey, Bella, walk with me. We heard hung, and then over there, we heard something.
I can't remember.
Hellhole.
Hellhole? Hellhole. Here, I'm gonna redo this, okay?
I think that's just the trash can.
I heard no. I have no idea.
Don't. It was don't, but I don't know what was after. It was don't something.
Give it or divot?
Give in or give it. What building do you recognize?
Do you recognize these buildings? You know what they're for? did Anne grow up in Ireland? I heard do something. Is that just
Yeah. No, I heard that too.
Where did Anne grow up?
Ask the name of her father.
What was the name of Anne's father? Rick? I heard Rick.
Rick or Rage? The captain. He was mad because she was flirting with someone. Might be. I don't know.
What do we get?
This is what I've got so far. Screams is just what I heard. I've heard like a lot of screaming. I don't know why.
I don't write down screaming. No. Rick, Randall. Randall's weird. I'll write down Rick and Randall. Everything else is pretty vague. Look for those specific things.
Okay.
So you're on the right track. You're getting better at it. So again, it's not an easy job to do.
Yeah.
Rick.
Where did Anne grow up? Where did Anne grow up in Ireland? Dear what?
Dear something. Husband. Did it sound like
Somebody.
Deerfield.
I say like now. Oh. Well, I can tell one of the... Here, I'm gonna stop this for a second. I can tell one of the radio stations is playing, now there's somebody that I used to know. Because I've heard it like 4 times. Just pop through. Do you know where Anne grew up? In Ireland? Do you know what the name of her father's mistress was? Amelia?
Yeah, that sounded like a name. I couldn't make it out.
Emily? What is the name of his father's mistress?
That was something. Yeah, I heard that too.
Our house? Loser? You? You're old.
You're all bad? Or you're all back? Say?
Do you know the name of her father?
What happened to the baby?
Oh, what happened to the baby? What happened to her baby whenever she was in Cuba? walking around.
Yeah.
And who was the...
Do you know what these houses were for?
Only...
Hey, don't write it down. That was a
It
song.
was, no. That doesn't... They pick out parts of songs for a reason.
I only talk to God when I need a favor. That's what it said.
I only talk to who?
To God when I need a favor. I know it. It's from the
I
song.
only talk to God when I need a favor.
That's why I said that might just be from the song. It's because it said, I only talk to God when I need a favor. Ask what happened to the baby. It went dead silent last
What
time.
happened to the baby? Do you know? What happened to the baby while she was in Cuba?
See, it did the same thing. It's dead silent.
Do you not know what happened to the baby?
What if she just lost it?
Did she lose her child?
Miscarriage.
Miscarriage?
Yeah.
That could have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so
A little.
What is it? Any single time we ask about what happened to her baby, it goes dead quiet. Like there's nothing.
And that's
coming
the
through
only
at all.
time.
Oh, there's so many things that I've heard. I heard Amelia and Emily. I also heard tummies, like stomach or belly. I heard smug, our house, loser. I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Yeah.
Who was blank? The end. I heard dear something.
Okay.
Somebody. I know that. But I'm pretty sure it was just like, no, I'm just somebody that I used to know. So I heard at least 4 different
Pretty
clips
vague.
of that. Yeah.
Pretty vague stuff. Okay. I took Tummies, Amelia, and Emily because those are very specific things.
I was there for you and loved you.
She was talking about all 12 of her husbands.
I know, right?
I'm gonna turn this back on. You're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap this.
Oh,
up.
okay.
All right, let's pull everybody together. Let's see what we got going on at this one.
Chris.
You're hanging on. Yep. All right. Let's release our seat. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you guys the gear that we're going to be using. The only thing that I ask is you don't put it on until we come back. I'm gonna take the rest of these folks over to that monument and give them the history. And if I'm blindfolding people, especially women in the middle of a dark park, and then walking away, it doesn't look good. So just don't put it on until we come back. But I'm going to do blindfold, both of them. Keep your own eyeball there. If you can figure out how to open it, awesome. If not, I'll help you when you get back. It isn't horizontal. And it will open all the way up like a backhand. Open up flat. So,
I gotta have something to look on over there.
Ah. Leaf fell on my head. Dude, that scared me. It tickled. A leaf fell on my head and it freaked me out.
That's that thing. That thing.
Here, you hold it. You hold.
Press the off button.
all right, everybody.
Oh.
No, I meant like the...
So she's going to tap you on the shoulder, which means quiet down. If we can't hear you, which I don't think will be the problem, she may lift up your earmuffs and just say loud. So I'll give you the cues for whenever we need to do any of those things. Obviously, Lauren, you're going to be able to hear us through, get those cues. If I say go ahead and peel that thing off your face, that means we're wrapping it up. You'll only stay under for 10 minutes long. That's it. Any more than that can be very disorienting, especially for people that don't do this on a regular basis. I want you both to keep in mind that everything that's in your hands is all meant to be for one person. It's a little too much for one person who doesn't do this to have that guy on and listen in. Yeah, it can be a lot. So, let's see. You are also, tell us what you hear in real time. If you hear it, say it. I don't care if it's yes, no, black, purple, I don't care what it is. Yes, no answers, I expect those too. This is one of those instances, it's okay because you don't know what I'm asking. You're also going to
So I won't be able to hear you
at all. You're going to crank that clear box up to where you can't hear. So kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to be asking you questions, and you're not going to know what those questions are. This should look like a conversation. That's what the whole point is. Let's see. So I would say blindfold first, and then put your headphones on and turn that
I'm
camera.
gonna scoot over here,
I'll
love.
start the timer as soon as you start talking. With yours, Lauren, you're going to tell us whatever you see.
Oh,
So don't put it.
ready?
Nope. I'm setting it up now.
Oh, okay.
So
Which way is louder? I did. I switched it.
So Lauren, with yours, I have this set up to where there's going to be like a cloud of smoke rolling around, and you are going to see 2D images show up in front of that smoke. So
Look around or just look forward?
you'll look straight forward, and it'll line up with you. If you've never used one of these before, this is your focus. There's a little dial over here. Okay.
Yeah, how loud I listen to my music.
Put your headphones on. All right, everybody, let's crowd in, nice and tight.
Stomach still.
11.
Hi, love.
This one's cool. I like seeing the peoples.
Yeah, I've seen the people.
We should watch Kindred Spirits because it's actually cool to watch. Even it's probably the some of the episodes are actually pretty interesting. Like there was one where they had to seal, where they had
Scary
to.
movie-thon tonight?
We're
watching Sam and Colby too.
Okay.
Lovely.
Can you give us something about your occupation? Anything about your occupation, your job?
Research.
Okay. Well, I did do some research. What did you research? That's too vague for me, Henry. I need something a little bit more specific.
I'll have to stand up.
That's not happening either.
And get one of these.
You're right. I am a writer. Thank you for
Tighter.
that. Henry, can you tell us what you wrote about? I'm going to take that as a valid answer, that you are also one of
You
us.
don't know.
Maybe you should tell us.
Next thing.
That basically,
No.
I don't want to talk about it. Henry, do you want to talk about what you wrote about? Yes or no?
Well,
Henry,
this brand.
do you not want to talk about your writing? Lauren, when you see something, just start shouting it out. Henry. Folks?
It's like shaped
Like
like I swear to God.
Does it look like an actual photograph, or is it the smoke? These
That's
don't
what
look
I
like
thought it was.
photographs. Like these- yes. You're not looking for images in the smoke,
Okay. Fire department.
Henry. Let's get back on track
It was
here.
good.
Henry, did you bring somebody else here with you today? That's a yes/no question. Because if you did, they're not welcome here right now. We're only looking to speak with you, Henry.
Say it. Real fun.
Henry. Started off strong. I think we lost a little bit of focus here.
Refills if you want.
We don't need any refills.
Open enrollment. We never stop.
Henry. Let's get back on track. Let's start over.
Why don't you look around here too?
Talk to us about what you used to write about.
Worship.
Thank you. Can you tell us which war you wrote about? Which one you served in?
Important news. I ran out of the house.
Henry.
House. She kicked me to the curb.
Henry, which
Right now.
which war did you serve in?
Washington is up.
There's a real-time question, Henry. What sound are we hearing right now out of the church? what sound did we just get out of the church? We've actually had that spelled out for us, by the way. Like BELLS has come through. Henry, what sound did we just get out of the church? You can give me the name of the church. I'll take that as acceptable.
Help me. Biblical pages.
Which
Right to your door.
Lauren, anything?
No, I was just saying.
Yeah. Some nights we get 0, some nights we get like 12.
I am Lord.
Henry,
Right now.
can you tell us what type of writing you did? Did you write novels? Did
2 blocks short.
you 2 blocks short?
Time.
Isn't that where the murder mystery happened? 2 blocks?
That's what I deserved.
Wow.
Maybe it's not Henry and it's the
Actually,
murder
Mary
mystery.
story came from this. That's how I learned about it. Because I was getting
You want a
images.
stick of butter?
Mary? Mary? Is that you?
Sometimes your dad's.
Mary? Can you tell us what happened to you? If that's you that's trying to come
I
through?
don't look like a woman.
How old is this woman?
Yeah.
How young?
Can't break up now.
And do you have a time period?
20. Population.
Didn't
Happy
she?
New Year. Happy Flight. Happy Fallen.
Have you fallen?
Tonight.
It's not right here.
Fallen. Cowboy boots.
Get out of here.
Engaging.
Like, her right arm is out.
What arm did?
Concrete.
What arm was
She
shot?
said in her 20s. She said 20.
Yeah.
But this happened, and that woman was 64 years old. Like, that's what's not making sense to
What
me.
makes it great?
We've got 20 a lot tonight.
Yeah, we have.
Honda.
Honda.
When she said New Year, I got like a New Year a couple times when I was listening to that thing.
Oh, it's New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Like the word Charleston, you're listening
The
to Charleston
fire.
radio stations.
Fire.
It said
Okay,
fire
let's get back
station
on track
earlier.
with who we have here. Can you give us your first name, please? Just too many similarities of what they...
It's time to change.
Who do we have here? Can you give us your first name, please? I was looking to speak with Henry Timrod. But if Mary Ravenel is here, we will take evidence from you.
Be unique.
Nobody gets more unique than me. Henry?
Pain.
Henry, did you bring Mary Ravenel here with you?
Yes, I've started the beginning.
Yes. Can you please let her know that
Keep the good Lord up above.
it's okay to come forward? Because we're learning more
Can I
about
buy you
her
a
as well.
drink? Wait.
Mary, can you tell us your first name, please? Verify
It's
that
fun.
verify that you're here. Mr. Timothy says you're here. I would like some verification.
She says.
Said what?
That will be it.
What are you guys wanting us to go home?
A tattoo for you. For God, I need a favor.
That song has come on a lot tonight. Henry,
The great art.
we're down to about 2
You
minutes.
wonder why?
Henry or Mary, we're using the green box too. Don't be afraid of that.
Walk with us.
Show us whatever images you want us to see. You've only gotten what, 2 images?
Yeah, that's what I want.
take her home. Only in love. That hurts you.
Trying to come up with an image.
He's probably like 1,000 years old.
Henry. One more image and we'll call it a night. Push through and give us that image.
Morning.
We're not staying here till morning.
In all circumstances.
I've been watching. Henry.
Hi. He's gone. I'm awake. For you.
We're gonna say goodnight. Can you say goodnight back to us? Henry, can you say goodnight?
It's for free.
Henry. Last chance. Going once,
It's free.
twice. So I must step around. Okay, Lauren.
Wow.
This was an interesting piece. There's a button next to your volume. Click it the opposite direction so we know that the last 10 minutes was just this session. Perfect. Interesting thing that you just kept seeing it going dark. I really need to dive into that. Somebody said that was happening the other night too. And whatever image you had, you did not save. So that's odd as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you saw, which was weird, because whatever she saw, you were describing.
Yeah.
She would say, woman in her 20s, you said 20. She said, looks like she fell down, you said the fallen. Like, it was, like, perfectly coincided.
That's creepy. I heard the randomest stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I heard cowboy boots.
I know, right?
I got excited.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, there she goes.
So, again, I'm going to call this because we did have, like, and you guys were right about asking about those clues about, you know, you said 2 blocks away, and then all of a sudden there was a woman showing up, and all of the things. This is how I learned about Mary Ravenel, which inspired me to start diving into it. I actually had a woman laying down on the ground, older woman. So, with her arms outstretched. You put those 2 pictures together, like, of Mary Ravenel herself and what came through on this, and you would swear that it was a picture taken from the other person. Like, it was crazy. But very interesting session. So, did I have direct answers? Oh, the other piece that I was actually excited about was one of the first things you said was I always ask our ghost what his occupation is. Only the image didn't say.
I'm gonna sit a little bit.
I don't think that's ever happened where you guys saw something and it didn't. If anything, one would show up and you guys didn't see it because it happened as I was putting it into the place. So I'm going to count this as somewhat successful at this point. How do you guys feel about it? Great. I meant these two.
Oh, that's you. I was like, who's like? That looks really cool. Here, you want me to just show you?
were recording that?
Hold on.
I have to apologize when he finds this later.
That's why I don't write anything down.
That's what I was like.
Bro, you were recording that. He was gonna see this.